Greetings everyone, it's your troop leader TBAisen, and I want to let you Steelies know what projects I anticipate to come from the 25th anniversary of Persona. So let's get into it. I got 5 predictions for 7 games we're looking at. Yeah, 7 games. So I got 5 predictions out of 7 games. So the first 2 obvious ones that we're just gonna not really talk about, but might as well address in the video, is Persona 6. Which is, hey, pretty hype. Persona 6. I'm really interested on how they'll use the color white for its themes. Is it going to be like a contrast to Persona 3? It would make a lot of sense because 3, 6, 3, when you put 3 plus 3, you get 6. It would make a lot of sense. Would it be about life and how you got to appreciate it or something along those lines? I wonder how they will incorporate the themes of the game with the color. It really just gets me thinking. It really does get my speculative brain just thinking, how exactly would they use white? Would they use it in such a way that it would matter or not? I'm excited for Persona 6. Then for obviously the 6th project or 7th project, whichever one you want to go with, it's most definitely going to be a Persona 5 arena game. I mean, that's just happening in the making. And if it doesn't happen, then hey, at least you can date this video. Because as of this recording, we literally have no information on what the 7 projects are outside of Persona 6. But that's not really a lot of information there. So, yeah, let this video be dated a little bit. Alrighty, let's get right into the top 6 games actually I got. Alright, so starting off here. A racing game. Now, I'm thinking Persona would like to take a look into a racing game, right? So, the reason why I say we're going into a racing game, it's pretty simple. Think about it. As you can see, P5R Racing, everyone in the Persona series rides some sort of vehicle. And Persona 4, it was scooters. Persona 3, I actually am not too sure because I haven't played the game, but I'm sure they rode on something too. Let's see. Persona 5, even Strikers right now, they're in an RV. Like, it makes too much sense. And then Tatsuo from Persona 2, he rides a motorcycle. I mean, come on now, it just writes itself. Now, I think Atlus would do a racing game, and they'll probably go for a Mario Kart aesthetic, if not something along those lines. And I think it'd be a pretty cool way to go about it. I definitely think it'd be a cool way for them to just go about that and really have that racing game set up. And it gets me curious, are they really going to take the Mario Kart route where they're just going to kind of be like, whoa, look at this, we got, ooh, what's this, a blue shell? But the blue shell is like a persona. Like, will they use the personas as like the items, so to speak? Because I want to think of a racing game that does something a little bit similar where you use like some sort of partner of some sort. Like, is it going to be like Double Dash, so to speak, where you just have your persona in back and then you're driving the car and your persona is going to help out? And with the wild cards like Joker, you, and Makoto. Yes, Makoto from Persona 3. What if they just used their personas? And not just their main personas, but they're able to use a lot more personas. Now, that'd be a lot of balancing issues, but it would make the game unique. It'd definitely make the game unique. What's next? Oh, the Persona Duology dancing game. Now, I think Persona 1, 2, and 2 EP will all be put together in one. That's right, one dancing game. Now, it could be a very potential. Now, there's a lot of potential for it to be split into 2 games, but I believe it's going to be split into actually 1 game. It's just going to be in 1 game, not split into 2. But, it's very possible. Now, what would I think they would take for the story for the dancing games? Not too sure. I haven't really looked at the story of the dancing games nor played them. But I can at least tell you this. I think it'd be a interesting but yet non-impactful way for Atlus to be able to basically cuck all the Persona 1 and 2 fans and say, hey guys, we got you a game. We recognized you. But we're not going to recognize you enough for remakes. Now, remakes would be great. They would actually be amazing to have some remakes, but no, we don't get that. No, why would Atlus do that? That'd be too goated. That'd be too goated of Atlus. But yeah, I truly believe there's going to be a Persona duology dancing game. They're going to come up with a nice story with that. You know, we're going to see some classic characters. Boy with earring come in with boy with earring drip. Let's see who else we got. Maya will come in with a nice like dancer dress, kind of thinking Spanish flamingo type of dress, something along those lines. Tatsuo, he'll just come in with a tux. Fuck it, we'll just make him come in with a tux. Now, what's up next? Oh yeah, that's right. Now, I think one of the other bigger projects is Persona 3's in due of getting some sort of love. Now, I know they're going to do something with Persona 3, and I think for the most part, everybody's anticipating remakes. Now, whether those remakes are going to be, my theory is it's going to be something akin to Fez and Portable, where you get basically two of the games, you know, you just combine them. I think there's going to be a nice combination between the two. Definitely going to be a nice combination between the two. In terms of like quality life control, in terms of like quality of life and anything along those lines, I think they'll just kind of pull a Nocturne and just add new quality of life features into the game found in like other modern games and basically modernize the experience. But I also see another route where they take the New Moon patch and basically try to be as purist as possible with it, not giving the player the control over their party AI, but rather just kind of still sticking with the tactics system, which wouldn't be bad. But I think to meet the best ends road is if they took both routes, allow the player to be able to control the opponents, the AI, and still have the AI be relatively smart and just have the tactics. So as much as people say, oh, I don't want, you know, Persona 3 to be to have your party be able to be controllable. Okay, that's fine. That's all right, but you can always not have to control your party members just like you do in Persona 4, 5, and onwards. You don't need to worry about that. You know what you can do? You can still use tactics. They're not gone. It's just for the people who want to have control over what their party members do and don't want to be frustrated with that mechanic. I honestly believe being able to directly control your party members and AI would be a great thing. Another great quality of life feature that you definitely need to add in is manual skill inheritance, just like Nocturne. Nocturne did a great thing by adding in manual skill inheritance, because say you want to get some skills on a certain persona that you really want to have, like let's say you're fusing a Mara and you want that Mara to have like, oh, I don't know, Megiddo or something like that. Well, when it comes to Persona 3's fusion system, it's random, just like how Nocturne was. You gotta reshuffle, you gotta reset, because it just shuffles the skills and it's random. You don't know what skill you're gonna get, and that really sucks. So really, I'm hoping for manual skill inheritance the most, outside of like being able to control your party. That's what I'm really hoping for. And I'm just really hoping for a lot more of quality of life features. The game is good on its own. If they can ramp up the difficulty a bit, go back into the kitchen, go back to the lab to do some more of that difficulty balancing, I think it will go great. If they definitely could fix something when it comes to the difficulty balancing. If they could go back in the lab and tweak the difficulty for certain bosses, it'd be perfect. It'd absolutely be perfect. Otherwise, that's kind of my thoughts when it comes to Persona 3 remakes. I think it'll combine both Fez's and Portable's features, story, and whatnot. I think they'll be able to combine it in such a way to make it almost definitive, like it's the definitive modern version of play. Of course, hence the name remakes, duh. But this next one I want to talk about is actually a little far out one that I just thought about that I don't see anybody talking about. Literally, I don't see a single person talking about this. We need a FPS, a first-person shooter Persona game. You know, we need a FPS Persona shooter spinoff. I'm talking, it could be like a single-player experience, like Doom. Like, I'm gonna need me a Persona 3 and 5 shooter. Like, it could be solo. It could be a solo single-player experience, like Doom or Quake. Wait, no, Quake's more, whatever. It can basically, what I'm looking for is the FPS of Persona. Now, I'm not good with FPS games, trash at them, but I think it'd be very interesting. It would get me into the genre if you were to get Persona 3 and 5, or 3 or 5, however you want to do it, and you get them in a shooter spinoff, right? So you can make a multiplayer like Apex, Call of Duty, however you want to go about it. And sure, just don't enable voice chat. But other than that, I think there could be a lot of potential in that. I think there's a lot of potential that Atlas needs to tap into. The FPS market is hot, folks. Atlas needs to tap in. They already went into Warriors games, so what's stopping them from going into an FPS? They already have characters who use guns. So it just makes sense. And technically, you could kind of do it in Strikers when you're able to aim your gun. So I don't see much of a problem when it comes to that. I just don't see much of a problem. Now, another thing I like to add on to that, because there's something really potent in the FPS Persona shooter, whatever it may be, but that potency is if they decide to go for the Doom or Quake route, they could basically just do what they did in Persona 4 Ultimax and just give themselves a campaign or a story mode. They could just give themselves a campaign story mode and have that be the entire game, and then have online available, just like Persona 4 Ultimax. So they could see both ways. Even if they wanted to just be a pure solo experience, pure one player, 1P experience, what they can at least do is kind of make it first person and third person too, to accommodate different play styles and have the stories branch off. Like, yeah, Persona 3, yeah, it's gonna be first person. Persona 4 is gonna be second person. Persona 5, third person. As dumb as it sounds, but I think it'd be interesting. I honest to God, it'd be interesting, and definitely something Atlas should look into. So if we see that FPS Persona shooter game, just so I'll let you know, I predicted that. If we see an FPS Persona shooter, I predicted that spinoff. Just wanted to let you know. TBAisen, the Gentleman Thief, predicted that exact spinoff. So just want to let y'all know that. What's next? Oh, yeah, that's right. So for my 5th prediction, I'm thinking of a Persona 4 Golden card game, something like King Knight's game in the Shovel Knight series, or like poker, or something else unique, where they use the Tarot card, where they use the Tarot, whatever, where they use the cards, right? Where they use the Arcana cards, and have them fuse as personas, kind of like a bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh. Basically, think of something like that. You know how Yu Narukami is able to summon his personas using his cards and whatnot? What if they use those same Tartarot cards and have them fuse as personas? Just something like a bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh. Yes, Lu-Gi-Oh. That's my favorite game, but nah. Like a bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it'd be cool. It'd be interesting to have that happen and see how that goes. Now, the 6th one, this is more of a fan wish, a type of, wow, wouldn't that be cool if this happened type of thing. And I won't even lie to you. Basically, the 6th thing I want to bring up is, what if they had a game where you play as an assistant of Igor and go through the different Persona game timelines, assisting different wildcard users and getting more lore and world building. Think like a better Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So basically, you could be, really, it would make more sense if you were an assistant of Philemon or Igor, either one. You're assisting them. And helping out the different protagonists. So it's like Dragon Ball Xenoverse's story, but just make it better, basically. You just get more lore and world building. Like, imagine if you were helping out Makoto before he turned, spoiler alert. Can't speak today, man. But nah. Think about you were helping out Makoto, right? Before he turned into a, spoiler alert, a great seal or whatever, before he became Dorikun, so to speak. Think about that. What if you could help him, kind of change things, assist in that? Not to say that any of this would be canon, but I think it'd be cool to explore and see the options of what if, go through the what if explorative scenarios and anything along those lines. Or even think about this. What if you were able to prevent Joker from getting betrayed right away from Akechi, or you stopped Akechi right at Sai's Palace, or before that, or did it earlier? Something along those lines. Anything like that. Or you were able to stop Maya before the time split happened. It's just taking Persona 2's concept, but we're going a lot further with it. And overall, that's definitely something I want to check out, and I want to see Persona and Atlas to do. So happy 25th anniversary to Persona. This was a great video to do, even though it was raw and scuffed as fuck. I'm glad to do it. And good lord, is it 15 minutes? Wow, 15 minutes has passed. Well, I'll see you all around, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like the video. Share this video with everyone around. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And don't forget, I upload whenever I can. This is TBAisen. And remember, Steelies, don't get caught.